How's it going, YouTube? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Kingdom War for Cybertron Trilogy, Autobot Blaster, and Eject. And I got this recently. I had to order it from Mercari. I had ordered him from Hasbro Pulse when he had come back in stock. And instead of sending me a Blaster figure, they actually had sent me a Transformers Kingdom Tigatron. So I ended up getting this through Mercari. The box is beat up a bit. However, the figure inside was perfectly fine, and we're going to be reviewing him today. So taking a look at the box itself, though, we have him in his boombox form here, as well as his robot mode here. And on the back, we get to see a image of him in robot mode. He transforms in 20 steps into the boombox. You can put Eject in his cassette mode inside the chest, which is really, really nice. And there we have the Kingdom artwork. Now, if you guys don't get the Kingdom version of this, he is being re-released in the Legacy line, so you have another chance to pick up this figure. However, let's get on with this review, and I'll put this box aside, and we will look at Transformers Kingdom Perceptor in his robot mode. And here is Kingdom Perceptor in his robot mode, and he looks absolutely fantastic. He looks like he stepped right out of the G1 1986 Transformers movie, and he is a very clean looking robot as well. He doesn't have a whole lot of kibble going on, and it's absolutely incredible looking. Now, it does pretty much help that he basically just transforms into a box, but there's some things going on here that are pretty cool and pretty intelligent. So we're going to go ahead and start off with our comparisons. So here is Blaster in his robot mode compared with, here is the Studio Series 86 Wreck-Gar. So you can see they're both a fairly good Voyager size. Here he is with a couple of his other friends, Blur and Perceptor. And then here he is with his Decepticon counterpart. Here is Soundwave. And I have Ratbat and Wing Thing stuck on Soundwave's arm and back. But here he is with Soundwave. And you can see he's a little bit taller than Soundwave. Soundwave's head actually comes just above the shoulder of Blaster, which I think is the proper scaling for this figure. Now moving right along, here is Blaster, and he has one real accessory, and that would be his signature rifle, and it looks really nice. It's very well detailed, lots of little bits of greebling and everything. It is not compatible with the current blast effect system, and these on the side here are actually 5mm ports, which makes me think that this was made to be more compatible with the upcoming Legacy line rather than the Siege and War for Cybertron Trilogy line. And he can hold that in either hand. It's really nice. And then if you want to store it in robot mode, he does have multiple ports on his back, or you can use this tab here on his back, and he can kind of wear it slinged across his back, Rambo style. So that's pretty cool. Next, we're going to take a look at Eject. So what we have to do here is, well, eject. And here is, or no, is it rewind? No, it is eject. It is eject. Rewind's the black one. Okay, so here is Eject, and he is almost completely cast in this blue transparent plastic. He has some gold paint apps here, and then also he has this really nice bluish gray plastic for the rest of his body. All the parts that have to really move the most. Really any part that would have been silver on his original design. He transforms very simply. basically just bring down his legs and rotate them at the knee. Bring his legs down, rotate them at the knee. Bring his arms down, rotate them at the elbow. Bring his arm down, rotate it at the elbow, and then you will bring out his head from the back. And this can be a little bit tricky if you don't have fingernails. I do, but it's still tricky. And here is Eject in his robot mode. And he's really nice looking. I do wish he were cast in blue and not painted blue, or not made in clear blue. I really wish I would cast him in an opaque color. But as it is, this is what we have. His articulation is really nice. He's got a ball joint at the head, and you can look up. He has rotation at the shoulders, though these joints are really tight on this figure. All of the joints on this figure are very tight, and it's kind of scary. His arms do come out to the side. His elbows are on ball joints, so you can bend his elbows, as well as rotate as like a bicep swivel. He can kick forward and back all the way for the full front-back split. And then he can also do the full splits that way. Now, I'm going to show this because this is a common issue. If you look at the knees on mine, that's how he came right out of the box, with those stress marks just plaguing his knees, as well as his elbows. He's got stress marks in these ball jointed areas, and I don't see this thing lasting very long. I really hope that Hasbro do come along and re-release him in an opaque color scheme, with Eject, or with Rewind, with Steeljaw, and with Ramhorn, because I really don't see this thing lasting very long with those kind of clear plastic joints. There he is in comparison with Blaster. He comes up to about here on his shin, so pretty nice. And then I don't have either Rumble or Frenzy, but he is about the same exact height as Rumble and Frenzy. Setting him off to the side, he is better proportioned as well. But setting him off to the side, here we have Blaster, and we'll go ahead and close his chest up to look at his articulation. So starting off, his head is on a ball joint, swivels all the way around, looks up a little bit, and looks down a little bit as well as you can get a little bit of side to side as well. He has a universal hinge swivel shoulders, so they go out that far and swivel all the way around. Bicep rotation. He also has an elbow that bends just slightly above 90 degrees. He has an inward elbow joint if you undo the transformation a little bit, and that will allow you to get him to press his button, and it helps out in that action. This side clips in a little tighter than this side does. This side's kind of loose. I might shave this down so it doesn't clip in quite as tight, because it feels kind of scary trying to get it undone. And then his wrists can go in that far. So there's normal, and that's how far it goes in. And it is meant to only go that far in. It doesn't fold in like that. It comes around for this way for transformation. So yeah, and both of them do that. This one is molded in a way that his finger is pointing out. That way he can push the button on his chest. He does rotate at the waist, and this is also a pretty tight joint. And it can go 360 due to transformation. He can do the full splits like that. He does have this butt flap that can come up, and he can go back and forth for the full Monty. He does rotate at the thigh, and he has a knee bend of 90 degrees. The toe can tilt upward. Not really. It can go down a little bit. And then ankle rocker. And this fills in this gap here, so it doesn't look completely disjointed. There he is from the back, very clean. Very nice. Transformation. First, we want to do this before we forget. These speakers can rotate in. Bring up his feet. And we're going to rotate like that. And then we can rotate his waist. We will open up his back, bring that down. It clicks down to give clearance for the head, and then back up. Rotate the bicep, bring out the hand, and flip this around like so. Other side, same thing. Flip up the hand, bring it up like so, and bring these straight down like that. Bring these panels out here, and then bring this panel around. So bring this panel out, and bring this panel around. And you want to pull this up, and these tabs here will go into the elbow. And you do want to kind of make sure it locks in. There we go. It'll line everything up properly, and then you can bring this in. And you kind of want to flex it around there a little bit, and then bring this down, and it will tab into the chest in this slot here. Same thing on the other side. Bring this up, tab it into that elbow, and then bring this up and around, and it will tab in like that. And then you can just push this panel in to lock it in place. And final finishing steps is you want to bring these handles up from behind, and they tab in onto these posts. Bring those up, and then rotate them in, and they will meet and clip in the middle. And there he is. You can attach the gun to the back to finish it off. But there he is in his boombox mode, and he looks pretty cool. For being just a rectangle, it's a pretty cool transformation. Open up this again and transform his tiny little rectangle buddy, and you can create some rectangle inception. Put a rectangle in a rectangle. There it goes. You do have to get it inside this lip here. There's a little tab, and he has to go in front of that. And there he is. Pretty cool. Very nicely done. I really like the way this looks. And then it just looks so much like his G1 self. And then coming around the back, you know, it's not too disjointed back here, so you can still sell the illusion. But pretty cool. So yeah, there he is in his boombox mode, and it doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, it opens and closes. And that's all it does, really. You sit there. So yeah, most people will buy this guy for his robot mode anyway, but it's worth noting that his boombox mode does look really good. So, do I recommend? Yes, I do recommend this figure. If you have to wait for the Legacy release, which is coming up, I think he'll be in the first wave of Legacy figures. So he was in the last wave of Kingdom. He'll be in the first wave of Legacy. So it's just another chance for you to get your hands on this figure, and he's really good. He really is. You won't get like the Kingdom Golden Disc card with him with the Legacy release. With this release, you will get one of the last wave of Golden Disc cards. I got the Dark Arachnia card, which I had already gotten from a previous figure. But yeah. Anyway, very good figure. I do recommend him. Thanks for watching, and until next time, till all are one.